Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to stick to the things in your planner? Well, I want to talk into that a little bit because I went away for a month and I didn't take my planner with me, and I did that quite deliberately, and I'd even marked out the weeks that I wasn't going to be available to be in my planner. To be in my planner. That's interesting. But I've been back for over a month now, and I've managed to complete it for 1 week. But then I've just gone back and realized that I didn't actually look at my personal wins or my business wins, and I only did 1 day of my habit tracking. So I've been spending some time thinking about this again, because I know in the last quarter, I also shared about my difficulty in keeping my plan up to date and my planner up to date. And I've noticed quite a lot of other people talking about a similar thing. A lot of clients come to me, or ex-clients, or people in my world, and they're like, I just feel visionless. It's just so hard to keep going. It's so difficult to work out what I need to do. And I think as health professionals, we're so appointment driven, right? If there's an appointment with a person in our schedule, we will turn up. If there's an appointment for us to do something in our schedule, we are unlikely to turn up. But I think the other thing that goes on at this time of year is when we get to quarter 3, things become hard. Now, think about this. I'm going to use a sporting analogy here. So if you're not into sports, sorry about that. But the third quarter of any game, whether it's basketball, soccer, NRL, AFL, the third quarter is often the most difficult quarter. It's also the most pivotal quarter. So the third quarter in our year is often the most difficult, right? We've got the first quarter out of the way, and it's kind of things are bright and shiny and new and woohoo, this year's going to be so different. And the second quarter is, okay, I've got some rhythm. Okay, I'm doing some stuff. And then third quarter, it's like, oh, it's hard. Now, for me, it's even harder because I don't enjoy winter, which in the Southern Hemisphere happens around this time of year. And I'm like, oh my God, will this year ever end? Can I please run away to Bali and go and get warm, which is what I tend to do, right? Run away to Bali. Then we get into the fourth quarter, realize that we really didn't pay attention to what we were doing in the third quarter, so we give up. And then our planners end up half completed, half fulfilled, and then usually in a drawer or in the recycling bin, or used, in my case, mine have ended up in my compost bin for the worms to enjoy. Going back to nature, I feel like I'm doing something positive with all that paper. So my encouragement for us now is to not think of this as a lack of discipline or a lack of motivation, because it's not either of those things. As professionals, ambitious people, we don't lack discipline, and many of us do not lack ambition. What we lack is connection to our goals, to the things that we said that we were going to do this year, or that we wanted to achieve, or who we wanted to become. Now, I've just spent 2 hours this morning working on the 2026 Your Plan, which has got a lot more coaching prompts in it, a lot more reflection in it, and it's been a missing link for me in terms of getting reconnected every 90 days with what I said I wanted to work on. So I'm really excited to reintroduce a newer version of the 2026 Your Plan, but it's not quite ready for publication yet. So what can we do in the meantime? Well, you can take your 2025 Your Plan, and we can actually go back to the beginning, and we can actually review what we wrote at the beginning about who I wanted to become this year, and what types of work, business, leisure, financial activities were going to help me become the person I want to be this year. And then we can get stuck into quarter 4 and go, right, I have now got until the end of December 2025. How will I progress my 2025 vision, mission, goals, intentions, self-care? How will I progress them living true to my values? And all of those things are elicited when we do the planning for next year, but I'll give you some more information about that when I'm ready to release it. So my encouragement today is if you are feeling like your planner for this year is stuck somewhere, maybe it's holding a door open or raising your monitor because we don't have yellow pages anymore, the monitor of your computer, maybe it's somewhere where you have no idea where it's gone, which was kind of my case. I put it somewhere really, really important and special, and then I just found it. But please know you're not alone, and please know that this is actually very, very common, and it's not just you. But this is an invitation now for you to block out an hour in this next week. Make yourself your favorite hot beverage of choice or cold beverage of choice. I know it will have something to do with coffee because you're in my community. And go back over what you wrote at the beginning of the year and get reacquainted with that person you were 9 months ago. Find out how much has changed. Find out where your direction is headed rather than where you said it was going to be headed, because they could be two different things. Reflect on your word of the year. Where is it actually showing up for you in your life? That is a really cool exercise. When I started working out where my word was actually showing up in my life, my word is optimism. It's really fascinating how that is showing up in my life, because it's not always to do with my work or what I consider to be work-related activities and tasks. So go forth, be awesome. If you want to talk about this some more, come and join me over in the Future Proofing Health Professionals Facebook group. I'd love to have some greater conversation about this with you. Drop in the comments below, what's your word of 2025 been, and how has that been turning up in your world?